defense attorney in New Brunswick and in Westfield. And today I'm here to talk to you guys about risk management. I want to show you how to run a responsible fraternity. That's why we're here. And I basically put together a risk management alcohol awareness initiative, which Dave has, and he's going to pass it out to you later, and you're going to sign it. And so it'll show that you were here and you understood this and you comprehended it, and it'll somewhat help protect you if there's any issues down the line. The reason why we're all here and why you guys are all sitting here, some of you guys are like, wow, I'm a younger brother, I'm not leadership, but as time goes on, you're going to have to deal with some of these responsibilities. And so all the younger guys in the audience, you really should pay attention, because I'm going to give you a lot of valuable information. And some of this information is going to help you avoid tragedies. You've probably heard in the paper some of the recent tragedies in the last few years in fraternity houses and in college campuses. Of course, we all know what just recently happened at Rutgers. So I'm giving this risk management seminar, which I've done on campus the last 4 years. One time I actually gave it in front of the whole Greek area at Rutgers. But I'm here today to tell you that I'm going to try to help you avoid tragedy, avoid arrests, avoid having a criminal record, and also avoid expulsion. So I want to start with the housing policy at Rutgers. Your RFC policy, they stress that Greek life here is highly valued at Rutgers. It's here to promote an environment that encourages social interaction with the campus community. I have the risk management guidelines. I know what's the enforcement by the Office of Fraternity and Sorority Affairs. They talk about that alcohol use should be responsible. The fraternities are to abide by either the Rutgers Risk Management Rutgers Risk Management Policy, or their organizations, whichever is stricter. Now, the OFSA social policies, there's a definition of all the different social policies if you need any of the terms later. But some of the basics are that alcohol use must comply with all state and university rules, laws, and regulations. And the second thing is no alcohol shall be present at any program, activity, or ritual of the chapter. Keep in mind that if alcohol is involved with the pledge program, this can and will be considered a form of hazing. And of course, you've heard about all the tragedies of hazing. I really want to address that rider hazing incident. I know some of you guys are a little bit from South Jersey, and a few years ago there was a terrible incident at Rider University. So Mercer County Grand Jury indicted the Dean of Students, the Director of Greek Affairs, and the Resident Director of the fraternity, the President of the fraternity, and the current Pledge Master. The indictment was handed down after 4 months after this young fraternity brother, Gary Deviselli. He was an 18-year-old Rider University freshman. He died after collapsing at the Phi Kappa Tau fraternity house. And another pledge actually suffered alcohol poisoning that night but did not die. The grand jury, which of course as a criminal defense attorney, I understand this and I can explain this to you, they charged 5 members of the fraternity and some of the other people that I listed earlier engaged in what's called knowingly or recklessly organizing, promoting, or facilitating, or engaging in conduct that harmed the 2 young men. And this is called aggravated hazing. This was a tragic death. Basically, it was a big brother, little brother night, and it was also called a family drink night. Essentially, there were pledges that ended up drinking a bottle of hard alcohol within a 1-hour time span. Gary was taken to the hospital that night. He never regained consciousness. Here's the scary part. His blood alcohol content was 0.426. The blood alcohol in the state of New Jersey for DWI is 0.08. This was 5 times the legal limit. Besides the 5 individuals that were indicted for aggravated hazing, everyone in the fraternity was charged with crimes, even if they were present or they weren't even at the event. Some were charged with providing alcohol to minors, and some were charged with underage drinking. And furthermore, when the house was searched, a few brothers were charged and actually arrested for some serious drug possession charges. What you must understand is it's up to you to act reasonably. I mean, the school can only do so much to police you. What many of you don't know is that you're under a contract with Rutgers. You've all signed a contract saying that you'll abide by the Rutgers school policies against hazing. I actually have it with me. It's the Rutgers University Hazing Policy Compliance Form. And you've all signed this. Hopefully you've all signed this form. And it basically gives you, it says if you break this contract, you could face expulsion. And if you place your fraternity of course, you place your fraternity at risk to be kicked off campus.